Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, and yesterday during the stream somebody asked me a very specific question I didn't have an answer to, but I wanted to find out. So that is what this video is going to be about. It's about Mallman, and the question was actually very simple. Does Mallman do more damage with his special 1 or with his special 2? Now, I didn't think there is a huge massive difference, but I definitely wanted to know what would be his optimal damage rotation, because it's often important to know what would be your higher DPS options and which special actually you stick to. Now, quite obviously, if you rely only on heavy attacks, then that would as well affect your damage per hit. Not necessarily positively impact your damage per second that you can do. However, it will significantly reduce your damage per hit. Therefore, for the purpose of today's videos and comparisons, I will only throw as many heavy attacks as necessary to keep myself into the frenzy mode, because that is another advantage that level 1 has. Whenever you drop a level 1, you gain 2 of your monster mass charges, and therefore you don't need to drop as many you don't need to drop as many heavy attacks to remain into frenzy. Right, so those things clarified now. It's about time we check out how did the test go. First off, we're going to be using special 1 rotation. So as I said before, I will only throw as many heavy attacks as it is necessary to keep myself into the frenzy mode at the beginning of each fight. This time alone, I will actually go for 5 heavy attacks straight, just so it's kind of like on an equal footing where I get to max monster mass and then try to deal as much damage as I possibly can. Another thing that I should have mentioned is that I am not running any synergies at all whatsoever. Mallman is quite literally the only champion on my team right now, in addition to the fact that obviously I am not running Suicide Masteries, which are impacting negatively his damage output. Suicide Masteries, both of the fights would have been significantly shorter. However, the proportional results should probably pretty much remain the same. However, well, at least I think so. Now that I think about it, that would be an interesting test as well. Would the results be same if I was running Suicide Masteries? Fair enough. That might be an idea for a future video. Right. So here we can see that I'm basically just dropping my level 1s exclusively, trying to maintain enough monster mass not to be in a risk of falling out of the frenzy mode, or if I would happen to fall out of it, I would have to do everything I possibly can to re-enter it as quickly as I can. But here we are at 63 hit mark. He's at 40%. I do have 1 point in Assassin's Mastery, so when he drops down to 18%, my damage output will increase. So that is worth noting. So by the looks of it, I should finish thereabouts at 100 hit mark. Whoa, let's just take a break right here. So if you have been enjoying the video thus far, then it would be absolutely magnificent if you could please hit that sub button for me. Hopefully today is the day that I have earned your subscription. But now let's get back to the video. However, it is important to also look at the fight duration, because damage per hit often is a very misleading and misrepresentative showcase of champions' true damage output. I personally much prefer looking at damage per second, DPS. And we're going to compare both of them at the end of the video, so definitely stay tuned for that. So here we can see 94 hits in the Winter Soldier is at like 5%. I probably would have been fine just trying to wait him out, but 97 hits, hit him one more time, and Winter Soldier goes down. So 98 hits, a result of the special 1 rotation. And now we are back again, second time, this time using special 2 rotation exclusively. Just like before, I will start the fight by dropping 5 heavy attacks to enter the frenzy mode, and then I will carry on exclusively dropping level 2s without using any other special attacks. And then hopefully we're going to see some distinctive difference how the fight goes. If not, again, we're going to have to jump at the very end to compare the DPS as well. So another innate advantage, as I mentioned before, Special 1 has over Special 2 is that activating that one gives you 2 Monster Mash charges. However, Special 2 is unblockable while you are in your Frenzy mode, and that is another piece of utility that can prove to be extremely useful at times, especially if you're going up against champions that can either auto-block or evade, and that unblockable is a very valuable piece of utility. However, obviously level 1 has the shock. So there are upsides to each of the special attacks, and purely damage output might not necessarily always be the case how you prioritize what do you need. If you need access to shock debuff, or well, yeah, shock debuff in general, or maybe another way how to deal damage by dealing these burst damage every time you strike, every time you make opponent bleed whilst they are shocked, level 1 might be your option. As well, if you are finding it difficult to land heavy attacks, Special 1 definitely will be more helpful because you gain 2 Monster Mash charges whenever you throw that. Or again, if unblockable is something that would be more helpful for you in that specific fight, then obviously that is the one that you should go with. However, here at 74 hits, we can see that Winter Soldier is already at 20%, so level 2 method seemingly is a bit quicker. However, again, level 2s might be somewhat helped out by the fact that you need to throw more heavy attacks in a row, and obviously heavy attack does do more damage per hit, so we need to check damage per second result. So this fight finished at 88 hits, previous fight finished at 98 hits, so it is quite close. So let's check out the actual fight durations. So we are back here again, and the results are in. Are you guys ready? Special 1 was 98 hits, and it took 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Special 2 is 88 hits, 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So realistically, both fight times are virtually identical, and the difference could have very well easily have been made by opponent's AI being more passive, or maybe Winter Soldier throwing 1 or 2 more special attacks that they had to wait out. So realistically, DPS being as close as it is, there is only one realistic conclusion I can draw. That it doesn't really matter in terms of damage. Both of them are extremely similar and extremely close in fight duration and in hit count. So whether you want to use Special 1s or Special 2s is entirely up to you, or more likely entirely up to which piece of utility you want to access at which given point. Is that unblockable special attack more important to you, or the shock debuff and damage over time and those bursts of damage which occur every time you make opponent bleed whenever they are under effective shock? But as rotations as whole, they're extremely similar, and there is a very valuable upside to that. That effectively means if you are going up against a champion that is shock immune, but you can still bleed, you're actually not losing any amount of your damage output, and it really doesn't affect Maulman's damage output at all whatsoever, and I like that. I like that a lot. But that is it for today's video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and if you found it useful and if you liked it, then definitely please do me a massive favor, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the good buttons. All that stuff tremendously helps me out. And perhaps if you had this debate with any of your alliance mates, well, then you can easily show them this video and win whatever discussion you were having. Either way, that is it for me today, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information